Hi, I'm Dawn from the blog parkinsonsandus.com. Welcome. Today we're going to make a banana bread sourdough recipe. It's vegan and I use my sourdough starter, and it's a wonderful, comforting recipe, especially during these cold winter months. So let's get started. So the first thing I do is I measure out my dry ingredients. In this recipe, you will measure out 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, and sometimes I will use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. And once you've measured out these ingredients, you're just going to whisk it all together to just make sure it's combined well. Next, I use a medium-sized mixing bowl to measure out my sugar. In this recipe, it calls for 1/3 cup of white sugar and 1/3 cup of brown sugar. And you can use light or dark brown sugar, whatever you prefer. And if you'd like to make this recipe with less sugar, you can always use, instead of the 1/3 cup of white sugar, you can use 1/3 cup of monk fruit. I've done that before and it always works really nice. And in another small mixing bowl, you will mash together 2 very ripe bananas. So in a large mixing bowl, you're going to cream 5 tablespoons of vegan butter. And once you have that creamed and softened, you will add both the white sugar and the brown sugar and mix everything together, the butter and the sugars, until everything is light and fluffy. Next, you're going to add 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and then you want to add 2 egg substitutes. That can be either ground flax or you can use an actual egg substitute powder. I've done both and they both work out quite well. And then you're just going to blend all of this together until it's smooth and creamy. Next, you will add your mashed bananas and 1/2 cup of sourdough starter. And again, mix gently using a spatula to scrape down the sides until everything is nice and smooth and creamy. And finally, you're going to add your flour mixture. I like to add about a half of the flour mixture at a time. So I'll add a half, and then I'll blend, and then I'll add the remaining half, and then blend everything until it's combined. Just be careful not to overmix at this point. And once your batter is mixed and smooth and creamy, you're going to pour it into a prepared loaf pan. A prepared loaf pan is usually greased and lightly floured, or you can use parchment paper. You can also use this batter to make muffins, and in this video I actually have done both. And then you're just going to place it in a preheated 350-degree oven for about 50 minutes, maybe a little longer. You want to cook it until you stick a toothpick in and it comes out perfectly clean. Now the muffins will take much less time, probably around 25 to 30 minutes. And once the banana bread is done cooking, you'll take it out of the oven and place it on a cooling rack for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then after about 15 or 20 minutes, you can remove the bread from the loaf pan. I hope you like this recipe, and I hope you'll give it a try. It's a very quick and easy recipe, and it's a great way to use up any really ripe bananas. And the bread just tastes delicious. I will put a link down in the description below for the full, complete recipe. And if you want to be part of the Parkinson's and Us community, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. It's a wonderful community where I provide nourishing recipes, joyful living tips, and support for care partners everywhere. So until next time, bye for now.